jump right into it, Michael.
Right.
What is the pineal gland?
Well, firstly, the pineal gland is the smallest gland in the body, and it is one of the most fascinating subjects in the world, and it's been a subject that's been revered by all the past mystery schools in the past. But after all, that's a gland, isn't it? Or is it more than a gland? This gland is situated right in the center of the brain. And is there a reason for this design for being right in the center of the brain? And the size is very interesting as well, too. It is only the size of a pea. And it only weighs 0.2 grams. Now, if you thought size matters, this is not the case when it comes to the pineal gland, right? As well, the shape and the design is the shape of a pine cone. And this is very interesting because you'll find it in lots of religions and things we'll talk about. The pineal gland is actually hidden away in a little region of the brain called the epithalamus region. And
Say that slowly. Epithalamus.
Epithalamus. E-P-I-T-H-A-L-A-M-U-S. And this is where the two hemispheres of the brain join up. But curiously enough, unlike most of the brain, it is not protected by the blood-brain barrier. So it has a really significant flow of blood through it, second only to the kidneys.
Wow.
So it gets more blood than most of the other organs, except for the kidneys.
Yeah, which means more oxygen.
So
it can really be very productive.
So then why would the divine create this for such a minute little pea gland? It has to be of major importance, right? From the outside, it looks like a pine cone. But if you cut it in half, it looks like an eye. And amazingly, now you've got to listen to this, it even has the same rods and cone structure of a normal eye. It is light sensitive and it contains similar pigments, right? What's even more astonishing is also connected to the optic thalami. So it not only looks like an eye, but it really is a third eye, and hence the name of the third eye. And perhaps this explains why we can see so clearly in our dreams. That could be one of the reasons. Another very interesting factor is that the pineal gland has exactly the same cells inside as the retina of your eye cells. Now, why would that be developed like that?
Okay. You tell us. I mean, it does sound very, like there's a correlation between the two. So
there's definitely a correlation, right. So, but not only that, your optical nerve, when awakened by a light in the morning, for those of you that get up in the morning, sends a signal to the pineal gland, which in turn produces serotonin, which is your daytime neurotransmitter. And then again at night, when you go to sleep, it produces melatonin, which helps you to sleep. It also produces an amazing product called DMT, which we'll talk about later.
Okay. Now, you know what? We might not get back to that. You want to tell us what the DMT is because, because there's such a lot. So
we'll get through it.
Okay,
right. Now, the pineal gland was revered by many mystery schools. Now, the Greeks referred to the pineal gland as the connection to higher realms of thought. The Buddhists referred to the pineal gland, or the third eye, as a path to spiritual awakening. The Hindus related the pineal as a connection to the seat of intuition and clairvoyance. The Tibetans also so revered this gland that to this day they still practice piercing a sharp piece of wood into any junior person studying spirituality in order to stimulate the gland, right? It is also known as the Eye of Horus. It's found in Egypt and all the temples in terms of the hieroglyphics. So many of the mystery schools knew years ago that the sixth chakra connects to the pineal gland, and they knew that the pineal gland had photoreceptors and rods and cones the same as your eyes. Now, there's also something interesting. In the Bible, it's declared that Jesus stated that when your single eye is the lamp of your body, that your light is so clear, your whole body will be so full of light. Now, that is very interesting because that ties in because there's only one single eye, and that's the third eye. So that has to be clear in order for people to be full of light, right? Well, what is this light aspect that is being referred to? Well, the pineal gland contains flowing water, and within this water is called piezoelectric properties. It's P-I-E-Z-O electric properties. And these are substances in the form of crystals that are able to convert sound waves into signals and into colors. Now, if you had a tray of dry piezoelectric crystals and you took a hammer and you hit them with the hammer, you would have huge bursts of amazing colors. So this third eye with these crystals produces all these colors. And then it also produces the DMT, which is called the dimethylene tryptoline, which I'll now come to. DMT is a neurotransmitter for reaching higher states of consciousness. And there's an amazing book by a chap called Dr. Rick Strassman, Strassman, who wrote a book called DMT, and he called it the spirit molecule. It's a psychedelic drug produced naturally by the pineal gland, and that's why he named it the spirit molecule. That's right, the pineal gland actually produces your own form of hallucinogenic drug. Right? And it's also the pineal gland secretes the same compound that is found in the South American shamanic plant, which is called ayahuasca. And some people have tried ayahuasca, and there's DMT in that, which is produced by the pineal gland. Now, what Dr. Rick Strassman said about the spirit molecule produced by the pineal gland, he said that the pineal gland produces DMT during birth, during death, and during spiritual or mystical experiences. And people have these amazing experiences with colors and they see things, right? And it is often referred to as an entheogen, which is E-N-T-H-E-O-G-N, a word meaning a God generated within. So it's God generated within. So we have this spirituality, this God aspect within this third eye. And users of DMT or of this product often see spirit guides, entities, aliens, or other mystical beings. But unfortunately,